comparing and ranking every Black Ops 1 Zombies map after we just compared and ranked every World at War Zombies map. And then next week, we'll be comparing and ranking every Black Ops 2 Zombies map. But this is BO1.
We are on BO1.
BO1. We actually did play most of these on original hardware or through the Xbox Series 360 emulator thing or whatever.
Yeah.
We did play a lot of these on original hardware as much as possible. And we're going to rank them from worst to best.
In our personal opinion.
Personal opinion, which is also the right opinion and is, you know, to an extent, the only opinion, you know?
Yeah.
Do our viewers have opinions? No.
Nope.
Do they matter? Not at all. Not at all.
Nope.
If you disagree in the comments, I will block you, I will delete you, and I will ultimately report you.
Because you're wrong.
Because you're wrong. Start us off, June. Start us off.
So for number 6 is going to be the map 5.
Which is
the Pentagon.
It was probably the closest I've gone to having a brain aneurysm in my life.
Extremely difficult compared to what I remember. I remember it being hard, but I didn't remember it being as
not
hard
just difficult, but utterly and in every way the most unfair experience I've had playing this game.
Yeah, like you have the Pentagon Thief coming and
Pentagon Thief ruins any sort of setup you can have. I feel like we should almost make a whole video on 5 with how much I have to say.
We played this one by far the most out of all
we ran maybe like 12 times, but we did like 12 runs in this game, and every single time that we made any progress, the game would disconnect or we would have issues with the Pentagon Thief completely wiping us out in the first, what was it, round 5, round 6 or something. And then at that point, the map is so small, and the issue with BO1 is also a lot of guns don't have any ammo, so you're kind of you're stressing. You're playing Resident Evil. You're picking up ammo as much as you can. Depending on how you do with the Pentagon Thief, it gets tough. We eventually got like a game plan together and kind of was able to get through it. Mustang and Sally pushes
Pentagon Thief real quick.
Yeah, we let that shit blast. Ultimately, though, it's a good map. It's not like horrible. Like I would play it again. And then there is the classified version that we haven't played yet. So
yeah, we have not experienced.
Maybe we can do a bigger comparison with that one. It's the same thing as World at War and kind of BO2. Like the engine is so bad that you're clipping, you're getting caught, you're getting sucked into like a whole horde of them. It's just as unfair as World at War, if not more.
Yeah, like there's an unlimited amount of times that you will get windmilled and just instantly downed without jug.
100%.
Like you said about the ammo, like. If you have a packed wall gun, like you are not buying ammo.
No, you're done. You're done. Just wrap it up.
No, yeah, it was. I still think that I enjoyed the map, but it was a struggle for sure.
It was a struggle, and it was also a very rewarding experience though when we did and to clarify, our goal for all this was to play all these maps and get to at least round 20-25 to kind of get a full experience to be able to speak on them now. We actually did finally hit, it was like 27 on 5.
Yeah,
it was insanely rewarding after only getting to like 6 or 7
like back to back.
Yeah, so good map, but the worst in BO1. And I feel like it's also the one that has kind of, it's good, but there's just better maps.
Yeah, I think it's really going up against some heavy hitters. And
for sure.
With the rest of BO1.
There's better maps for solo. There's better maps for group. There's just like, if you wanted to do a certain thing, there's just better maps to play.
I will also say, I don't know if we've said it in this video because we're recording right after the World at War one. In some of the maps we played with 2, like just us 2. Sometimes we played with 3 or 4
group,
people.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that affects the experience for sure.
It's a lot easier with more people, that's for sure, just because there's more people to open doors and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's also harder because then there's more people to take up space in what is already a small map. And the map, to an extent, though, like it's not hard, the actual like setup. Like pack opening is super easy.
Yeah.
Getting to power is like 3 doors in. It's very easy to get set up. It's just the flow of the map is so hard because it has like a weird verticality to it.
Yeah.
Where there's levels. And to get between the levels is not always easy, and it's usually you're gonna die going between levels.
Yeah, and it's like once you open the catwalk, like you can't just easily just go in between like the bottom floor in 5 and the catwalk, because you'll just cut off somebody's train, somebody will cut off yours.
Yeah, it's very easy to accidentally screw someone over in 5, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. And the Winter's Howl isn't great, not the best wonder weapon we've seen.
It definitely has what became like the eye staff eventually, but it's not great. It's not great. So that's the bottom.
Yep. And then following that at number 5 is Call of the Dead.
Call of the Dead, which I unapologetically really like. I think Call of the Dead is such a vibe.
Aesthetically,
it's such a vibe. The celebrity characters are cool.
Yeah.
The map is probably the first really, maybe not the first, but where there's like tons of training spots in that map. If you know, you know. There's at least 3 or 4 solid training spots in that map to where you can go high rounds with a group for like the first time.
I will say the water, to me, I almost like dislike it more than like the lava on like transit.
Really?
Like,
I think that's a hot take. I think that's a big take because there's not water everywhere. There's just water.
No, yeah, that's valid. But
the lava
like, you just
in
get
transit
stuck. Like,
is
you can't move.
The lava in transit's everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Like it is everywhere on that map.
If anything, this is not a transit video. We're not on BO2 yet, but the fog with the lava. Okay, now you got me. But
The
like
fog with the lava, yeah.
I don't know. There was so many times where I'm right next to George, and it doesn't matter. I'm done just because I can't move, even with stamina.
You have a problem with George. I don't.
You don't. Well, you'll see in the gameplay a little bit.
You'll see in the gameplay.
I had George the entire game.
I think it's very easy to play the game when you play the game. And to be fair, out of all the maps we've played, this is probably the one that you've had the least personal experience
I've played
playing.
this map maybe like less than 5 times.
I've played this map a ton of times, so I had already knew kind of the ins and outs and the different routes and everything. When you're training and stuff with George, there is always one person that is stuck with him. Like someone has to have him. Ended up being you, not me. So, it is what it is. But
yeah,
the vibes are great, aesthetics are great. It's just George makes it tough. The water kind of sucks.
Wonder weapons aren't great.
The wonder weapons are probably the most disappointing thing about it. Like
we didn't get scavenger. I got scavenger in the box and I downed before I could pick it up. So that was disappointing.
I just think that the guns don't offer any sort of like I guess they make the game easier.
The VR11 is very unique.
They're unique, and I appreciate them trying something different. But like, don't do that shit again.
But don't put like 11 bullets in it though. Like
yeah. It makes it's pointless. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these maps, I don't want to say they need to have the best wonder weapon possible or whatever.
No, definitely not.
But if it does something unique enough or cool enough, like the paralyzer or like the acid gat or something, at least it's cool. At least there's something about it that is
something different in a way that's useful.
Like the jet gun is garbage, but it at least is a cool concept, which eventually they fixed in like the later games.
In BO6.
And yeah. So Call of the Dead. I like it. I think it's still a great map, but
I do think it's just, once again, coming up against some heavy hitters.
There's heavy hitters, and it's the issues I have with the map are big issues.
Yeah, like
I don't have a lot of issues, but the ones that are there.
I mean, I know it's not like a ginormous deal, but part of my issue with George is the fact that he can electrify the zombies around him.
Right.
And then you just get cooked by proxy, even if you don't I remember it was like early round, I got downed because I think I stabbed a zombie that was electrocuted or something, and I didn't even know that was possible. Like, that, you get extra damage from that.
Yeah, I felt that the zombies in general were, because on a BO1 engine, you run into the issue of like the gameplay is just going to be more kind of clunky.
Yeah, it's not going to feel as good.
So you add that with the electricity, and then when he stomps or whatever, your screen shakes.
Yeah, you can't even it fucks up your train and everything. Like
I could totally be okay if you could at least kill George semi easily.
250,000 health is insane.
In the gameplay we did I put at least 3 or 4 death machines on, bro.
Yeah, a
whole clip of like a packed RPK and stuff and nothing.
We did not kill him one time.
And the fact that even if you do kill him, he eventually comes back does basically negate even the effort to kill him. So
I don't know if it was the Easter egg or if it's killing him that gives you the Wonder Waff, but I do think that's a cool thing.
That's not enough.
Get out of it.
That's not enough. It should give you like a perkaholic or something, bro. Like come on.
Something like that.
Like that's crazy.
All that
that's
effort.
crazy work for what is a great gun, but
it's also like with ammo being so sparse in this game, it's like.
Yeah, BO1 has the most ammo issues of any game. Like it's just
that we played.
You're constantly needing a max all the time.
5 was definitely the map though that you get no ammo. We probably got like I don't know, maybe like 5 maxes like that entire 27 round.
That's true. That's true.
Game.
Now it's after Call of the Dead.
Now for number 4, we're at Shangri-La,
which I have a lot to say. Because I always hated this map. I always thought it was awful. I thought it was garbage. I was like, whenever my friends wanted to play, I was like, dude, I don't want to play that shit. Like, it was the worst. We played it, and I had an amazing time.
No, yeah, it was a great time.
I thought it was so much more fun now than I remember it ever being, to be honest.
On BO3 hardware.
On BO3 hardware.
With Gobblegums.
With Gobblegums. It's still challenging because there's the napalms, there's the screeching one. It's a very small map. It's a very tight map. There is no real training spot, so you kind of have to just run routes through the map.
Yeah, like there's like in front of Jug, like kind of, but
it's still, in my opinion, it's a friendly map. You can play it solo. We played it just 2 of us, so I don't know how it is with 4 people, but opening pack is super easy. It's kind of like the same thing as 5. You just do some switches and it opens up.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all.
It's not too bad. The baby gun is pretty much necessary for high rounds. You need to get that. This is probably the biggest like switching experience that I've had of any map, where I hated it and then I loved it eventually.
I think I feel the same way. I don't think I felt as strongly as far as like hating it. I just didn't like it on BO1, and I was like, why would I play this when I could play, Ascension or Moon or something, to where I'm like, I don't know. For me, I do really enjoy the baby gun too. Like, even though I know it technically does no damage, it's still, it's probably one of the most unique wonder weapons that there is so far.
Right.
Especially, like I said, it does no damage. But with the Mustang and Sally, I know like that's like a known strat that just, goes crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely play that map again. I would not play Verrucht again. I would not play 5 again, but I would play Shangri-La again, 100%.
I would say, that's probably where there's like a leap of enjoyment, at least for me.
And there's not like a glaring issue or something that annoys me in that map, like George or like the size of Verrucht or something like that.
I don't feel like the Screecher or Napalm are like they don't ruin it at all. Like I feel like they're definitely manageable.
Yeah. Okay. What's after Shangri-La?
And then following that at number 3 we have Kino der Toten.
Now this is like, I mean, iconic. The peakest of on disc maps. Yeah. Like there's no
arguable, but yeah.
I think there's no better first map experience for someone than Kino.
I think as an introduction to zombies, you can't really.
It's simple, it's straightforward, but it's big enough to where you can kind of get lost in it a little bit. You can kind of find things that maybe are hidden stuff, Yeah. The fact that the map is so friendly and it was on disc and it's still one of the earlier games. I don't want to maybe label it classic, but I feel like if there was a map,
I would definitely label it classic for sure.
Exactly. If there was a map to label classic, I feel like this is it. I'm surprised we haven't seen it come back that much, or at least I don't think it has really.
Yeah, I mean, there's only like that portion of Revelations where you go into like a like a theater. Yeah, like the theater part.
But it's such a great map. It's the play aesthetic. I don't think I love. I don't mind it. It's cool, but I don't love the Nova crawlers either. But the layout is peak. It's just enough to be like fun for like people that played a lot, but also fresh for people that don't know what they're doing.
I will say I do think the Nova crawlers on Kino are a lot more manageable than on other maps. And then specifically, not to jump the gun, but the jumping jacks on Die Rise, they kind of ruined Die Rise a little bit for me. But we'll get there when we get there. But
they do ruin that map.
But Nova Crawler is definitely manageable to me. Thunder Gun, one of the best.
It's the first Thunder Gun that we ever see, and it is. I mean, it's also. Is it the first teleport for pack that we get?
No, because Darius is the.
No, we don't teleport to somewhere to pack.
I guess you just teleport back to spawn. So I mean,
this is the first one where you it's a pack location that you have to go to. Yeah. Overall, though, great map. I mean, it doesn't do too much. Thunder Gun is cool. The teleport location's cool. Nova crawlers are cool. It doesn't do too many different things, but it's a top tier map for sure.
Yeah, it holds its place for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that also kind of doesn't stop it from going higher in the list, is that it's not trying to do too much. You know,
like it doesn't innovate incredibly.
Right.
But the Thunder Gun, we will have to give it its flowers.
It's a mainstay for sure.
Yeah.
All right. What's after Kino?
Following Kino at number 2 is Moon. We have 1 and 2 kind of a little bit swappable, a little bit of like a they're both valid.
They could go either way depending on the day.
Yeah, my particular pick would be Moon for 1, but we decided, we'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there. But number 2 being Moon is shocking for me because I didn't really like. Same thing with Shangri-La. I kind of always felt that like it was just annoying. There's too many things to do to like get to a point where you can have fun in the game.
Yeah.
The concept I thought was at the time awesome. Like you start in a starting section, have to leave. You get an immediate rush of a horde towards you, and the oxygen mask is a cool idea. The hacker's a cool idea. Tons of cool ideas.
Yeah.
Executed perfectly. No. Very cool ideas that I think maybe push things further eventually, but
definitely.
When we played it recently, I liked it way more.
Yeah, I think it's a great map, and it's like one of my favorite in terms of like fun in general, like across the board.
Right.
I will say like solo dealing with the excavator is really annoying.
Yeah, so we played a duo, so I don't have too much to say on solo rounds on it, but the map overall is big enough to where I didn't feel too restricted by anything.
I also felt like we were able to like get each other when we had to.
Yeah,
it was big, but it wasn't too big.
You can traverse pretty easily through the map. But the excavator does cause a lot of issues. It does ruin a lot of runs. So there's that.
Especially if it does successfully break through, and then now you need that suit everywhere.
Yeah.
It gets, it becomes a pain a little bit.
Wave gun though,
Wave gun's great.
Wave gun's top tier.
Wonder weapon.
You can totally see that they kind of got the blueprints for what ended up being like Mark III ray gun with the wave gun.
Yeah, definitely.
It's such a... The biggest issue is low ammo, though. Low ammo on it makes it tough to use. In my opinion, it's kind of pointless to use separated. I feel like you have to use it put together.
It's like, there's almost no point.
Yeah, I would use it put together almost entirely. The big... I love the evil moon astronaut guy because he is perfect. He doesn't do too much. He's not George Romero annoying. He doesn't get in the way, really. If you get caught with him, he's going to fuck your shit up. But
it's like, that's your fault. He's so slow.
It is not round ruining. It's not game ruining. I've never lost a game.
He can't kill you, actually. He
just knocks you.
He gets you to like one hit away. You know, he leaves you red, but...
Okay, so wave gun, we agree.
Top tier gun.
Top tier, better together than separate.
Definitely.
But we can also agree that Moon could be number 1, but it could also be number 2.
Yeah, I think the top 2 are very, very easily switchable. Before we started playing for this recording, I probably would have given another map the number 1, but I would personally probably say Moon for me, but because they're so close, I really don't mind either way.
Right.
But I thoroughly had a great time. I did remember how, like, the hacker locations and all that, so it made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And I do think on BO3 hardware, like with gobblegums and everything, like it's like significantly better. It's
100%.
a lot more of a...
It's a chill experience.
A lot more chill of an experience.
It's laid back.
BO1. BO1's like a struggle. It's
which
like
is kind of the big issue with our number 1, which is obviously Ascension, if you have been keeping track.
Number 1 Ascension on BO1.
Ascension is, for the longest time, I thought was the perfect zombies map. And now that we're talking about it, I do kind of almost want to put it back at 2, but we're already here, so it's at 1.
Number 1 Ascension.
But I love the map. Aesthetically, it might be one of my favorite maps. I love the rocket test site and the fact that each section in the test site has like a vibe. There's like a swamp one. There's the launcher pad. There's one with the actual, rocket shoots up and everything. The sickles in there. Like, there's tons of weird, cool little quirky things about it. PhD, first time we get PhD right. Yeah. It's such a fun map to play with the gigantic asterisks of the monkeys being one of, if not the most annoying special rounds bosses or whatever of any game we've ever played.
It feels like they have infinite health. There's like
infinite health.
It's like impossible to kill them.
They I don't know how the damage scales on them, but easily 100%. I'd much rather deal with a Panzer. I'd much rather deal with a Margwa. I'd much rather deal with a Warden from Mob of the Dead. Give me any other boss type.
Yeah.
The dogs. The monkeys are easily the hardest to shoot, the hardest to kill, the most annoying, and also the most... They just don't stop. They never stop. And it's
relentless.
It's relentless. It's awful. And it almost moves this down from 1 to 2 for me. Almost. I think the saving grace is just the map is so fun. There's so many training spots in the map. There's small little things like the screen for the bot. I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's so
super
cool.
Dope. I really like how it goes from starting in black and white, and then when you turn on the power, it goes to color. Very unique.
Yeah.
It really adds to the aesthetic for me, and I really like like you were saying about like the Russian rocket test site, like that. Just that as a concept, I think they did really well. Especially like having the lunar lander and everything. Like I feel like
the landers are dope.
I feel like that adds a lot to the map as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the monkeys taking away your perks, though. I mean, I feel like it's so expensive to just play this map. You know what I mean?
It's an expensive map in the sense that it just takes a lot to open things up and get things going and buy all the perks. I will say, I think this might be the one map that is easier solo than with multiple people. Because with multiple people, you run into the issue where, depending on how everyone's layout is, they might not be able to cover everyone's perk. So that's the issue. Yeah. You're almost always going to lose a perk or two, which is not always a big deal. But when, like for us, I think we lost because the monkeys killed us.
Yeah, we ran out of ammo.
We had no ammo. Eventually, the game does get to the point where I think the monkeys start becoming just kind of an annoyance and they're not a big deal.
Yeah.
But in that weird, like, from round 10 to like 25, where you're set up, but like anything could go wrong.
Yeah.
That's when they just like completely fuck your shit up and they can do crazy damage. And it's awful.
Yeah. Like, I think early game, I replaced my pack-a-punch gun with like a regular gun, and I put like multiple clips into a monkey. I could not kill it.
Yeah. If you don't have a wonder weapon, you're kind of screwed, or a packed gun that like goes crazy.
Yeah. I will say the first time they came, I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad, actually. They died really easy. And then the next time they came, I got completely folded.
Yeah.
It wasn't close.
They get progressively more stronger.
They throw back the grenades.
They throw back their grenades. They're not one to mess with. They're super, like, their hitbox is so annoying. We did play it on BO3.
BO3.
So there's that. Maybe they're not as hard on BO1 originally. I don't know. This is also a map that I'm surprised hasn't come back in some way. I don't know. I think it's a great map. I think it's a cool map. I think they've done a lot of like rocket sciencey stuff that maybe they don't want to do that stuff anymore. But great map. And overall, I think BO1 is, I mean, obviously experience is better zombies wise from World at War.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it takes a lot from what World at War put out and just runs with it in a crazy way that I think I can say there's not a single map that is bad in BO1.
I would agree. I did kind of want to start that off like when saying this, like even 5, like, you know, the one that we've put at the bottom, I don't think that it was a bad time at all. I just think it's not as good as some of these other maps that we have on here. Like we have some peak zombies here, I think.
Yeah, it's hard when you're running up against big maps, which I think is kind of the same issue we have with BO2, where you have things like Origins, Mob of the Dead,
going against like Farm,
Nuketown. Yeah, you have Buzz Depot.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to categorize.
It's the epitome of Coughing Baby and like Nuclear Storm or something.
Yeah, Hydrogen Bomb.
Yeah, Hydrogen Bomb. Obviously this game is just better than World at War, but I don't think we have to say that necessarily. This is where I think like it all comes together, is this game.
Yeah, definitely. This is where they really catch their stride. And I think they keep running and then flying from here. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is a great zombies experience.
100%. It's with the asterisk that this is, if you can play any of these maps except for 5, I don't think it's on BO3, but a lot of these maps are on BO3, or you can get like, we played the Die Rise reimagined version on BO3, which is pretty much as good as the original one is.
Yeah, quality is really, really good.
So playing a lot of these maps on BO3, you're gonna have a better time. The engine's better. It's just it's a better experience, better netcode, everything. You can play it on original hardware, or you can play the 360 version on a series console and be fine,
or Xbox One,
but you're gonna have a bad connection for the most part. We got disconnected many times on all these. So,
but that's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
BO2.
BO2 is happening soon. We're gonna be going through all those maps, reviewing all those, and then BO4, whatever, BO3, and then
Vanguard, Cold War,
and then we're gonna rank them all.
Sick. Yeah, I think Vanguard might have come out after Cold War.
Who cares?
You know what I mean.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Later.